The tall pointy part on the Burj Khalifa might appear somewhat tiny. The general public isn't permitted to visit that area. Also, the floors there aren't heavily used. Yet, in the Burj Khalifa, it's incredibly crucial. Without it, the entire building's stability might be compromised. Making it was vital for the engineers, and ensuring its completion at any cost was essential. Hello again. It's time for another Chrono Secrets video. For our viewers, this spire on the Burj Khalifa is like a skyscraper on its own. Just the spire's height itself is taller than many skyscrapers in over half of the world's nations. Constructed with 4,000 tons of steel, this 244-meter spire, along with its antenna, weighs a further 350 tons. If the whole spire were taken away, the Burj Khalifa's height would drop by 30% to only 585 meters. This matches the height of the last accessible floor, the 154th, for the public. The spire starts above this floor and extends to the very top of the Burj Khalifa. Inside it, they've constructed floors from 155 to 163. Surprisingly, these floors aren't suitable for living because the spire sways up to 6 feet in strong winds. This isn't a flaw. In fact, the swaying of the spire is an advanced characteristic. Dubai's position is such that it's bordered by the Arabian Gulf on one side and the Gulf of Oman on the other. Dubai is destined to experience strong winds from the sea. At the very top of the Burj Khalifa, the strong sea winds can easily reach speeds of up to 240 kilometers per hour. The spire absorbs the force of these winds, causing it to sway up to 6 feet and ensuring the safety of the 154 floors beneath it. The American engineer William Baker designed the Burj Khalifa with a unique approach. Instead of blocking winds, he deliberately perplexed them. When the fast winds hit the building, they create energy that needs to be managed. The 154 floors of the Burj Khalifa are linked by a central supporting core. If this energy is released into the core, it could lead to cracks in the concrete. This is why the spire isn't connected to the core. Instead, it's built with a steel framework. As you're aware, steel is flexible. The energy from the wind is absorbed by the steel structure of the spire. This is why the upper part of the Burj Khalifa begins to sway. Engineers created the design to ensure that the swaying is limited to a maximum of 6 feet. This spire doesn't just serve the Burj Khalifa. The equipment on it also safeguards all of Dubai from lightning strikes. At the pinnacle of the tallest skyscraper in the world, there's a device known as a lightning arrestor. This contains a small sensor that detects electrical charges in the nearby clouds. The lightning arrestor creates an opposing charge, drawing lightning towards it. Then, using steel wires, the millions of volts of charge are safely directed into the ground, protecting the entire building. Because this lightning arrestor on the spire is positioned higher than other buildings. Because of this, it safeguards not only the Burj Khalifa but all of Dubai from extremely high voltage. To date, this lightning arrestor has effectively served its purpose 16 to 20 times. After each lightning strike, the small battery inside needs replacement, which involves a journey to the top. You're aware that Dubai experiences sandstorms and powerful winds with speeds of up to 100 kilometers per hour at ground level. These strong winds pose a significant challenge for tall skyscrapers. Close to New York City, in Midtown Manhattan, there's the Citigroup Center, with a height of only 279 meters. After it was built in 1978, a significant engineering issue was found in its design. A student from Princeton University studying engineering realized that the Citigroup Center wouldn't hold up against strong winds. A quarter of the strong gusts could easily cause the Citigroup Center to fall over. Once the designers learned about this, they quickly performed calculations and agreed with the student's findings. It's rumored that, to keep this issue quiet, extra dampers were discreetly added to the building under the guise of maintenance. This fact was kept secret for numerous years. When powerful winds strike a building, vortices, or rotors, form on the building's rear side. These vortices are areas of low air pressure that push the building sideways. Once the building starts moving, even slightly, these vortices greatly amplify the motion. A perfect example of this can be witnessed in a park swing, which many of you might have used. When you time your leg movement with the swing's motion, the swing speeds up by itself. This happens because our leg movement matches the swing's frequency. This phenomenon is known as resonance. For the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, engineer William Baker created a design that purposefully confuses wind patterns. If you look closely, you'll see that the floors of the Burj Khalifa aren't evenly spaced. Instead, they are intentionally designed asymmetrically, so each floor varies from the others. Consequently, when the wind hits the Burj Khalifa, the vortices formed behind each floor are distinct. This means that the frequencies of these vortices don't align with the building's natural frequency. This is why the tallest building in the world can endure strong winds by baffling them and has maintained its structural integrity for the last 13 years. Regardless of wind direction, the Burj Khalifa's design perplexes the air coming from any side. Typically, before starting any construction project, a comprehensive design is created in advance. However, during the construction of the Burj Khalifa, no one knew how tall the tower would become. Initially, it was planned to be 530 meters tall. This was because, in 2003, when the Burj Khalifa's construction began, the construction of Taipei 101 was nearing completion. Taipei 101's height was established as 508 meters. This is why the Burj Khalifa was initially intended to reach a height of 530 meters. But later, it was realized that it would be easy for someone else to exceed 530 meters and claim the record. Thus, during the Burj Khalifa's construction, the decision was made to keep the tower's actual height secret until it was finished. Instead, Emaar Properties deliberately kept everyone guessing until the project's completion. In 2003, there were reports that Burj Dubai, the original name of the Burj Khalifa, would have a height of 530 meters. In 2004, the announcement stated it would be 570 meters, then in 2005, it changed to 710 meters, and in 2006, it was suggested to reach 800 meters. There was another mention of 818 meters in the same year. Ultimately, upon completion, the construction ceased with a height of 828 meters. Because of this unpredictability, other projects that aimed to surpass Taipei 101's height during the Burj Khalifa's construction were unable to secure the title of the world's tallest building. The height fluctuations of the Burj Khalifa posed financial challenges for Emaar Properties, the company that initiated the project. The budget they set was being depleted as the height of the building increased. The situation reached a point where the Burj Khalifa's construction had to be halted. At that juncture, Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the ruler of Abu Dhabi, stepped in to provide funding and revive the project. This was when the name of the building changed from Burj Dubai to Burj Khalifa. After the Burj Khalifa's completion, multiple projects were announced, all vying to become the world's tallest building, and construction started on those projects too. Nevertheless, there's still no possibility that this title will be taken from Dubai. The construction of Saudi Arabia's Jeddah Tower has been at a standstill for several years now. Kuwait had plans to construct a 1-kilometer tall building named Burj Mubarak, but there hasn't been any further information after this initial planning. Nakheel Properties in Dubai also initiated a project named Nakheel Tower, which was said to be over 1,000 meters tall. Construction started in 2009, but the project was halted the following year. The overall cost of the Burj Khalifa amounted to roughly $1.5 billion. Currently, around 8,000 to 10,000 tourists visit the Burj Khalifa each day. If you calculate based on the average ticket price, the Burj Khalifa generates over $1 billion in revenue annually from ticket sales alone. The economic growth that Dubai experienced as a result of this can't be accurately measured. I hope you enjoy and share this Chrono Secrets video. Thank you very much for your positive feedback. Look forward to the next exciting video.